Well, welcome to another part of our mini series, and this is the part about building or planting seeds for the future. And I have Dave Sherry with me from Boone County. Dave, how are you doing?
I'm doing great this morning, Joe.
Great.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Dave has been with us for 1 year as the philanthropy director for the Boone County Endowment Fund. So one of our contractors. We now have 15 contractors or employees of the community foundation across the state working in our affiliate network. And so that's where we're going to kind of focus on with Dave this morning. But I wanted to kind of give Dave a chance to talk a little bit about Boone County and maybe give us his recommendation on if you come to Boone County for a day, what do you have to do before you go home that night?
That's a difficult thing to answer because there's a lot of things in Boone County to do. Boone County is so fortunate to have the Des Moines River Valley run through it. A lot of just beautiful places to see. But if you had to do one thing in Boone County, I would suggest doing the High Trestle Trail Bridge in Madrid. It's an incredible view, a great bike ride or hike. Of course, there's ledges and a lot of county parks and whatnot as well. But if you had to pick just one thing, the High Trestle Trail Bridge is something you can't miss.
Awesome. That's great. Well, let's kind of dive in just to a few questions. So like I said, you've been with Boone County Endowment Fund for about a year. You're a fundraiser by training. You had a long tenure at the Y Camp. What's kind of been your primary focus as the contractor for Boone County? What do you mostly work on?
Right now, it's really kind of switching. I started with just trying to learn and understand the product and what it is that works. And that was a real education piece at the beginning. And now I'm really starting to work on more about building relationships. And I think that the key to any fundraising is relationships. Probably two things. One is building relationships. The other is finding causes that donors are excited about, and that comes through getting to know people and
Mm-hmm.
spending time with them and understanding them and what their passions are. And so we've really been working on that, trying to meet with advisors and financial advisors, legal advisors in the county, and then also just trying to get out and meet with potential donors and people that I think may have an interest in creating an endowment fund.
Yeah. And so as a contractor, how have you gone about identifying those people you want to have a conversation with? What's been your method?
Well, I've done a couple things. One is I've reached out to our board and have asked the board to help make those connections. Another is just I've been a long time member of Boone County, and so I know I've got a lot of relationships already, and so I've really kind of started with a circle of folks that I already know, and have reached out to them and started the conversations there. And then as you have those conversations, they suggest other names and other people that they can introduce us to, and the circle gets larger.
Yeah, for sure. What does that initial reach out look like? I'm curious because sometimes people maybe make that initial conversation a bigger deal than what it is. What's your way to make that first contact?
I have two kind of rules of thumb that I try to live by. One is to just keep everything conversational.
Okay.
It's not a sales pitch. It's just conversational, reach calling and asking people how they're doing and visiting and talking about everything from what their interests are to family to whatever, but it's just having a conversation. And then at some point during that conversation, my second kind of rule of thumb is I ask for their permission to talk to them about something. And
Mm,
so I might say, I'm involved with the Boone County Community Endowment Fund. I would love to visit with you about that sometime. Is that something that you'd be comfortable with me talking to you about?
yeah.
And
Great.
I've never had anybody say no. But I think asking them, getting their blessing to move the conversation that way puts them in charge and makes them feel less like it's a sales pitch and more like it's just a conversation continuing on.
Yeah. That's great. So starting with, who they are and building that relationship with them as a person, and then moving into, with their permission, kind of what you're trying to do, which is build support for the local community foundation.
Right, right. And
Yeah.
not only build support for the local community foundation, but also trying to connect them, trying to find out what their passions and interests are, and are there ways that we can connect them with ways to support that.
Yeah, those are really two great rules of thumb, and I think is a good lesson for a lot of our contractors and board members across the state. Maybe as we kind of look ahead here, what are some of the challenges you're looking forward to taking on this kind of in your year two of being in the position? And we'll kind of wrap it up, if you would, of what are you hopeful for the future of the foundation?
Well, what I'm dealing with as a challenge that we really wanted to continue to address this year is our board development. We've got a great group of people, wonderful volunteers, but our board has really been in the process of grant making, and that's been really the primary role that they have played, and trying to educate them and guide them along to having a larger role and understanding that the opportunity for impact is considerably larger than that. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's our challenge, is just trying to change that board culture and that board engagement. And I think we're making some progress on it. We've got great board leadership that's helping with that. What I'm most excited about or looking forward to is, the obvious is COVID, right? Hoping that COVID
Yeah.
goes away so that we can more in-person visits with folks. But as far as for the Boone County Endowment Fund, I really want to continue to promote it so that it's not a secret in the county anymore. I think that there's a lot of people in Boone County that don't know we exist. And I really am excited about the opportunity of just getting it out and trying to make it a common knowledge for folks that it's here, and promoting what we do and how we do it and the good that it provides the community, and just trying to get that merry-go-round, push it in the right direction, trying to pick up some energy and get people interested and excited about what we do. And I believe that the more that we do that and the more people learn about who we are and the good that the endowment has on the community, that the more interest there'll be in participating with it. So
Yeah.
that's
No,
where
I
we're at.
agree. Yeah. I love your merry-go-round analogy. Dave talks about sometimes the merry-go-round is going in the wrong direction. So it takes concerted effort to put your feet in the ground and stop it. And then the initial inertia to get it going into the right direction. And it takes a group of people to do that. It cannot be done by one person.
Yeah, and it takes some time. It takes some time to build up that momentum, and we're working on it. We've got a
Yeah.
great group of people. We're headed in the right direction, I think.
Well, that's why we're such advocates for people like you, Dave, to have a local contractor, because I do think it adds leverage to board members' times when they can help make connections for you to go out and have those conversations with their support, because that's what you're able to do and you're trained to do it. So thanks for all your hard work in Boone County, and we look forward to supporting you getting that merry-go-round going faster and faster in the right direction this coming year.
Well, thanks for the opportunity to visit today and for all the support that you and the rest of the affiliate group provides for us. It's really a great team to be a part of.
Perfect. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.